7 quiet behaviors that make you highly attractive to women. This makes attraction feel effortless. Tell me this, if you could make that gorgeous gal that you can't stop thinking about be completely attracted to you and have it feel effortless, would you want that? Of course you would, right? No one wants a relationship that feels exhausting or pretending to be someone you're not. Bending over backwards to fit the mold. No, instead, you want it to feel effortless. Here's a good way to think about attraction. Have you ever tried to brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand? I know that there are some massively talented people out there who are good with both hands. But for most of us, if we try to brush our hand with our non-dominant hand, it feels so awkward, right? However, if you go back to brushing with your dominant hand, it's super easy again, right? Why is that? Is the problem with brushing your teeth? No, it's that brushing your teeth with your dominant hand is now a habit. It's automatic. You don't have to think about it anymore. It feels effortless. Yes, nothing in life is truly effortless. Even breathing takes effort. However, it feels effortless because it's automatic to just brush your teeth. This is why habits are the key to being irresistibly attractive. You take the most attractive traits and turn them into habits. I call these things attractive by default because your default setting becomes irresistibly attractive. This is the entire basis of what I teach in my online academy. And when enrollment opens, I invite you to join us. Today, let's go over some of the most powerful traits. If you want to be highly attractive to women and have it feel effortless, then you're in the right place. So keep watching. And just in case you're new here, welcome. My name is Melannie. I'm a Christian dating coach for men and your go-to source to learn how to make attraction, love, and connection feel effortless, all without mind games or pretending to be someone you're not. So if you want a wholesome approach to love and relationships, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's get started with our first highly attractive trait. This is a quiet trait. It's not flashy, but the traits that are not flashy are usually the most impactful. Trait number 1 is that you create an emotional connection with her. Let's define that real fast. An emotional connection is when you're drawn to someone because of their personality or their inner qualities instead of just the way they look. You know those really cute older couples who are like in their 90s and they're completely in love with each other. They're still Twitter-pated. Well, this is why. They have that emotional connection. Far too many people are focusing on just the physical. Physical is important. However, without the emotional connection, it's just lust. It's not love. So when you're the one focusing on creating that emotional connection, you stand out because most people aren't doing this. When you create that emotional connection with her, you become magnetic. You become the only man she thinks about, the only man she wants to be with, she aches to be with. Research shows us over and over again that emotional attraction is far more important to women than even physical attraction. So actually, many men will think that they're not physically attractive when that's not the problem. The problem is that they don't know how to connect on an emotional level. So focus on creating that emotional connection with her and she'll never want to leave your side. The second highly attractive trait is just living a healthy lifestyle. Have you ever seen a woman who just glows with good health? Her hair is soft and flowing, her skin glows, her eyes sparkle, and she just seems full of life and vitality. That's pretty sexy, right? Can you imagine if that was your wife? God created us as humans to be attracted to good health. So just like you are drawn to a woman who is healthy, when a woman sees a man who is proactive about his health, he instantly stands out from all the rest, especially because many people aren't doing this. They're just saying, who cares? I'm past 40, who cares anyway? Well, you should care. And here's another fun thing about focusing on living a healthy lifestyle. Even if you feel like you don't have an attractive face, you can still focus on building your health. That's going to affect your hair, your eyes, your skin, your teeth, everything. Some quick tips for this are to make sure you drink more water and less soda pop. Make sure you're getting vegetables every day, and make sure you're using natural products. We put a ton of chemicals on our skin without even knowing it. And by the way, if you don't yet follow me on Instagram and Facebook, I've been sharing some pretty awesome stories there with some fun products that are all natural and healthy and smell so masculine and good. So, you don't want to miss those. Make sure you're following me there. I'll put links in the description below. The next highly attractive trait is insanely powerful. You ready? This is creating an environment where she feels safe with you. When I say feel safe, I mean physically, but I also mean emotionally, spiritually, mentally. A romantic relationship is the most vulnerable relationship we can be in. However, when it's a good one, it's also the most joyful and satisfying and holy relationship we can have on earth. So just like you want a woman who's authentic and real and feels like your safe place, she wants that too. When a woman knows that you're her safe place, that you're someone she can trust and turn to, that you're her protection and comfort, she's going to want to be your safe place too. The best way to get her to show up in her feminine energy is to show up in your masculine energy. Creating that safe environment for her is the perfect example of true masculinity. And P.S., since we're on the topic of what women want in a man, I couldn't let this go by without telling you about my free guide, 11 things men do that make women melt. If you want to melt her heart, my friend, that's what you want, right? Okay, that's what I thought. Then you need to make sure you get this guide. There's a link in the description below and a link in the pinned comment. It's totally free. You just enter your email so I know where to send it, and I send it right to you. This guide is for any man who's sick of toxic voices about what women want, and you're ready to know what high-value, godly, loving women want instead. So there's a link in the description below and a link in the pinned comments. All right, this next highly attractive trait is one of my personal favorites. This is that you choose a growth mindset, and it really is a choice. There's nothing quite as unattractive as someone who says, I'm gonna be this good and I'm never gonna grow past here. Like, this is as good as it gets. And we all know people like that, and they're kind of irritating, to be perfectly honest. However, there's nothing more attractive than someone who says, I wanna be my best self for you, and for themselves too, of course. But that's the important thing to keep in mind. You're not just affecting yourself, you're affecting your partner as well. The happiest marriages, and frankly, the happiest people, are the ones who choose to keep learning, improving, and growing. And they choose to believe that they can. Everyone has been told that they can't. Everyone. As a matter of fact, if I had believed the voices that I can't, I would not be filming this video right here, right now. I would not have helped the thousands of men I've already helped. Those of us who are rebels, we believe we can, even when people tell us we can't. I'm this a little off script again. I've been doing that a lot lately. I'm a firm believer that God loves rebels. If you think back to the Bible, there are plenty of people who were rebels to society because they served God. And so I love being a rebel as long as you focus that rebellious energy not against God, but against anyone who's against God. And so when somebody tells you you can't, get your rebellious fire going and say, yes, I can. Watch me or don't, I don't care. Our next quiet but highly attractive trait is when you focus on creating a high-value life. If you want a high-value woman, you need to be a high-value man. Otherwise, you're not going to be compatible. There is nothing sexier than someone who dreams, who improves, and who reaches for the stars. Lack of ambition will drive away far more women than your looks ever will. Something I mentioned in my academy is one of my all-time favorite songs is Tightrope from The Greatest Showman. If you haven't seen it yet, that's okay. It's a fabulous song and a fabulous show. You should totally watch it. But I love that song because for me, it illustrates so beautifully that feeling we get in life where it's like, okay, I've just got to take the leap of faith and I've just got to move forward. But there's something so magical about moving forward with your special someone and walking that tightrope with them. And as a woman, you want to be with a man who will walk the tightrope with you. Now, that doesn't mean you should take a whole bunch of unnecessary risks. Obviously, that's not the point. The point is that you have a dream, you have ambition, and you go for it. And everybody's dreams are going to look a little bit different, but it's the fact that you dream, that you fill your life with good things. Being someone who adds good things into your life. Someone who reaches for your dreams and your ambitions and takes her on this wonderful ride with you and encourages her dreams. That is true masculinity. That's a leader. And frankly, that's irresistible. You're mesmerizing and fascinating. It can be easy when you're single, when you've been single for a long time, to just kind of wait to live and hope someone comes along. Everyone's dreams look different, and you certainly don't want to overdo it and become too busy. However, as you live a full life, you will become a magnet for the high quality woman you desire. Our next highly attractive trait, again, not a flashy trait, but irresistible, is being someone who keeps toxic influences out of your life. Many people do not want to date someone toxic, but they keep their toxic friends and family members around. This will repel high-value women faster than pretty much anything else. However, when you're someone who educates yourself about toxic traits and you avoid them in yourself and the people you're around, you are truly high value. When she sees that in you, she sees you as a high value man. And this doesn't just stop at your family and friends. This includes what kind of media you're consuming, your music, the news, TV shows, books. You want to avoid any kind of toxicity because it only does damage. So kind of pay attention to the media you're consuming as well. Okay, this next highly attractive trait is one of my all-time favorites. You ready? This trait is that you choose to be happy. Don't you just love being around happy people? Don't they just make you feel good? This is one of those attractive by default traits that I love the very most. And it's important to note, you don't have to be hyper to be happy. You don't have to be an extrovert. You don't have to be an energizer bunny, bubbly all over the place. Some people will be like that, but not everyone. Hyper does not equal happy. When a woman sees that a man chooses to focus on the good, he laughs at the little things and he has a good sense of humor. He laughs at a situation that he could easily get mad about. When she sees this, she sees a man who's mature, a man she can trust, a man who will be a delight to spend the rest of her life with. This is actually why happiness is an emotional attraction trait. Being around someone who's happy is completely irresistible. Let's do a quick recap of everything you just learned, but before we do, make sure you download that guide, 11 Things Men Do That Make Women Melt. This is a fabulous quick reference guide that every man needs to know. Okay, let's do our recap. 7 quiet behaviors that make you highly attractive to women. Number 1, creating an emotional connection with her. Number 2, living a healthy lifestyle. Number 3, creating an environment that makes her feel safe with you. Number 4, choosing a growth mindset. Number 5, focusing on a high value life. Number 6, keeping the toxic influences out of your life. And number 7, choosing to be a happy person. Thank you so much for watching, my amazing friend. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a comment and let me know. And if you have a friend who would like this, please make sure you share it with him. One more reminder, if you don't yet follow me on Facebook and Instagram, make sure you do. I'm sharing awesome things in my stories that you're not going to want to miss. Thank you so much again, my amazing friend, and have an amazing day. I think I'm ready. Ready now. I think I'm ready. Holy cow. Clearly I missed my calling. I should have been a singer-songwriter. Duh. Okay, here we go. The first trait that's not blah, 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 blah. That's what happens when you have too much in your brain at one time. And only one thing comes out at a time. Sometimes it's a little frustrating because you want to say it all, but it doesn't work. Okay, here we go. The happy... I thought I saw a bug, but I didn't. That kind of freaked me out. Okay, secret end of the video club. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. So today, on the day I chose to film, it's over 100 outside. It is ridiculously hot. So naturally, our word for the end of the video needs to be hot. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. You guys are rock stars, and I always look forward to seeing your comments. So if you made it to the end, comment hot, and I will see you in the next one.